Imagine a car that feels like a private jet for the road, a machine that blends aristocratic elegance with raw, thunderous power, one that doesn't scream for attention with wild angles or outlandish colors, but instead whispers its dominance with quiet confidence. That car is the Bentley Continental GT. For decades, Bentley has been the badge of ultimate luxury, the choice of royalty, billionaires, and movie stars. But the Continental GT isn't just another luxury car, it's Bentley's modern icon, a grand tourer that redefined what it means to travel fast, far, and in style. Launched in the early 2000s, the Continental GT became a cultural phenomenon. It wasn't just transportation, it was a statement. It turned heads outside nightclubs, roared down highways at over 200 miles per hour, and offered comfort levels that felt closer to a 5-star suite than a supercar. Today, we dive into the story of the Bentley Continental GT. Its origins, its design philosophy, its monstrous performance, and why it remains one of the greatest grand tourers ever built. The year was 2003. Bentley, freshly revitalized under Volkswagen's ownership, needed a car that would define its future. The answer was the Continental GT. Unlike previous hand-built Bentleys, this was designed to be produced at higher volumes, yet without losing the craftsmanship that defined the brand. The GT's arrival was a game changer. It was the first Bentley to use a mass-produced platform, sharing components with the Volkswagen Phaeton. Purists feared Bentley's exclusivity was at risk, but those fears vanished once the world saw what the Continental GT could do. It combined a handcrafted interior dripping in leather and wood with a twin turbocharged W12 engine that could propel this luxury heavyweight past 190 miles per hour. In one stroke, Bentley created a car that blended effortless speed with unmatched opulence. The Continental GT was more than a car. It was a cultural moment. It became the dream machine for rappers, athletes, and movie stars, immortalized in music videos and red carpet appearances. It was the Bentley that made Bentley cool again. At the core of the Continental GT's legend is its engine, the 6.0-liter twin-turbo W12. Why a W12, you ask? Because Bentley wanted something unique, something smoother and more powerful than a V8, yet more compact than a traditional V12. The result was astonishing. Early models delivered 552 horsepower, enough to rocket this 2.3-ton luxury coupe from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.7 seconds. Over the years, that number climbed higher, 600 horsepower, then 626 horsepower, and in special editions, even more. The top speed, north of 200 miles per hour. But it wasn't just about speed. The W12 had a distinct character. It was whisper quiet at low speeds, the kind of engine that let you glide through a city without drawing attention. But put your foot down, and it unleashed a tidal wave of torque, hurling you forward with the force of a private jet on takeoff. This dual personality, serene cruiser and ferocious sprinter, was the essence of the Continental GT. One glance at the Continental GT and you know it's something special. Unlike the sharp, aggressive lines of Italian supercars, Bentley chose elegance. The design was muscular yet refined, with broad haunches, a long sweeping roofline, and the iconic matrix grille that traced its lineage back to Bentley's racing glory days at Le Mans. Inside, the Continental GT set a new standard for luxury. Hand-stitched leather, polished veneers, and jewel-like switchgear created an environment that felt more like a private lounge than a car. Every detail was meticulously crafted, from the knurled aluminum dials to the Breitling-designed clock in the dashboard. The design philosophy was clear. The Continental GT wasn't built to shock you with flamboyance. It was built to impress you with timeless elegance. Over its 2 decades of production, the Continental GT has evolved through 3 generations. First generation, 2003 to 2011, the original, bold, and groundbreaking. It brought Bentley into the modern era. Second generation, 2011 to 2018. More refined, more powerful, and introduced lighter materials. Special versions like the Super Sports pushed performance to extreme levels. Third generation, 2018 to present. The ultimate evolution. Built on a new platform shared with the Porsche Panamera, it features improved dynamics, cutting-edge tech, and engines ranging from the legendary W12 to a muscular V8. Each generation pushed the envelope further, blending tradition with innovation. What sets the Continental GT apart from other performance cars is how effortlessly it delivers speed. Many supercars are thrilling but exhausting, loud, cramped, and impractical for long journeys. The Bentley takes the opposite approach. It's a grand tourer designed to cover long distances at high speeds and supreme comfort. Adaptive air suspension, all-wheel drive, and modern driver aids make it as comfortable on a cross-country trip as it is thrilling on a winding mountain road. And then there's the sound. Bentley tuned the exhaust note to be subtle but commanding. At idle, it purrs like a sleeping lion. Under acceleration, it growls with authority. This balance, performance, and comfort is what makes the Continental GT so special. Of course, no car exists in isolation. The Continental GT has rivals: Aston Martin DB11, Ferrari Roma, Mercedes AMG S-Class Coupe, but none quite capture the same mix. The Aston is sportier, the Ferrari more exotic, the Mercedes more high-tech, yet the Bentley occupies a unique space, a car that feels like a supercar when you want it to, and a luxury limousine when you need it to. That versatility is why the Continental GT has remained so desirable for so long. Beyond the numbers and engineering, the Continental GT became a cultural symbol. In the mid-2000s, it was the ultimate status car. From hip-hop artists to Hollywood actors, everyone wanted one. It appeared in countless music videos, movies, and even video games. But its cultural impact wasn't just about fame. It represented aspiration. Owning a Continental GT wasn't just about driving a fast car. It was about joining an exclusive club of luxury, taste, and refinement. Even today, nearly 20 years after its launch, the Continental GT holds that aura. Here's the real magic of the Continental GT. It's a car that refuses to be put in a box. It's not just a luxury car. It's not just a performance machine. It's both. And it's extraordinary at each. Imagine blasting down the Autobahn at 200 miles per hour. The world a blur outside, yet inside the cabin, you're surrounded by silence, comfort, and handcrafted beauty. The leather seats hug you, the wood veneer glistens under soft lighting, and the engine responds with endless reserves of power. Few cars in history have managed this balance so perfectly. Supercars can be thrilling but impractical. Luxury sedans can be comfortable but dull. The Continental GT takes the best of both worlds and fuses them into something unique. This is why the Bentley Continental GT isn't just another car, it's an experience. An experience of speed, luxury, and presence that leaves an impression long after the journey ends. The Bentley Continental GT is more than a grand tourer. It's a modern masterpiece that blends tradition with innovation, luxury with performance, and elegance with raw power. From its groundbreaking launch in 2003 to its latest generation, it has remained a symbol of success, taste, and timeless design. Whether it's the thunder of the W12, the refined roar of the V8, or the unmatched comfort of its handcrafted cabin, the Continental GT continues to define what a true grand tourer should be. In a world where cars are increasingly defined by numbers and technology, the Continental GT stands as proof that emotion, craftsmanship, and character still matter. So the next time you see one glide past, remember, you're not just looking at a car, you're looking at a legend, a rolling work of art, and one of the finest expressions of luxury and speed ever created. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Bentley Continental GT, make sure to hit like, share it with fellow car enthusiasts, and subscribe for more stories of the world's most extraordinary machines.